Hey everyone, Chevy here and welcome back to another random match here on WWE 2K19. Now this one has been suggested by Jay over at Gaming HD, and he wants to see Lars Sullivan taking on Braun Strowman, which is an interesting match and one that could happen at some point in the future. Now, I was actually reading just earlier today that Lars Sullivan was due to be promoted up from NXT very recently. However, things changed at the last minute for whatever reason. Why? I can imagine this guy is going to come onto the main roster as some sort of monster heel. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that. And who knows, a win here against Braun Strowman could give an opportunity to show what you can do in our universe mode as well. And here is his opponent then, Mr. Monster in the Bank. Braun Strowman destroys everything in his path. And I'm looking forward to seeing how things progress in real life. Hopefully, he will be the next WWE champion. So here we go. And it's looking pretty one-sided on the stats. Braun Strowman is much higher stat-wise. I think he's 89, whereas Lars Sullivan's capped at 80. Both these guys, I think, will be part of our Carnage roster at some point. Sullivan was part of our NXT roster, but he just doesn't fit that style fantastically, so I didn't really use him as much as I probably should have done, really, to be honest with you. But I think Carnage would definitely be a great place for Lars Sullivan. Or if we do get around to doing Raw or SmackDown as a universe mode, I think Lars Sullivan could probably make an appearance as part of Raw. Like I said, just this monster that comes in and just dominates people. But then again, looking at these two guys side by side, Braun Strowman's a good chunk bigger and taller than Lars Sullivan. There's a pin. Look how slow the referees are in this game. It really is shocking to me just how badly slow these referees actually are. Strowman back up, taking Lars Sullivan down now. Boot right in the knee. Drags Sullivan middle of the ring. So, of course, like I said, yeah, this one was suggested by Jay over at Gaming HD. Any other suggestions for random matches, please do drop them down in the comment section down below. I must admit, the hat is looking not empty, but it's nowhere near full. So there's a lot of chance if you do put a suggestion in, or even a few suggestions in, you will get an opportunity to have one of your matches post on the channel. We've got a lot. We've had a lot in previous years. It's been a bit quiet this year with a suggestion, so drop them down in the comment section down below. They'll get added as a big hat, and of course, you can pull out random ones. If yours gets pulled out, you get a shout out in the process anyway. The more you suggest, the more chance you get. That's why Jay gets quite a few on, because he's suggested a huge amount of her matches. So yeah, he does pretty well out of it. I'd be interested if Sullivan can pull this off, you know. Like I say, Sullivan, ratings-wise in this game is, I think, at 80, whereas Braun Strowman's at an 89. I would like to see Sullivan on the main roster. I think there's certain people that suit the main roster more than NXT. I mean, Elias, for me, is one of those people. Elias he got over in NXT, but nowhere near to the extent he is now. And I think NXT is a place for, I don't know, there's very specific people. I can't quite put a finger on what it is that makes you a good NXT wrestler, but say Elias, Lars Sullivan, I think they have more of the, I think probably EC3 as well. They have more of the main roster style than the NXT style. I think EC3 was due to be promoted as well. I believe, I was reading earlier, he was due to be promoted after SummerSlam. However, he got a concussion and they had to hold the storyline off. And obviously it's not been done as of yet. I think they've said that NXT is very overcrowded with quality at the moment, but the problem is they don't want to rush too many people onto the main roster at once, which I think is a good idea. I mean, I'd like to see more on the main roster, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you need to have the right people there. You need to give people time to progress away from other people taking the limelight, if that makes sense. You need to be able to, like if Lars Sullivan came on, you need to give Lars Sullivan a dedicated sort of storyline to get him over. And probably same with EC3 as well. So by bringing like 4 or 5 people up at the same time, the storyline's going to be more difficult to pull off all at the same time with your normal stuff on as well. So some people do get less TV time than what they really need. So yeah, that's the one that I think needs to be addressed. I think it's just there's a few people that I think NXT is so overpowered at the moment anyways. Talking of overpowered, Braun Strowman with the running power slam and the victory. It was always going to be quite a simple match, I think, for Braun Strowman. He was always going to win this one. Stats-wise, it was just too much for Lars Sullivan. One thing that I learned is that there's Lars Sullivan, I thought was like a massive, like, freak of nature, but he's dwarfed in this ring by Braun Strowman. So maybe Lars Sullivan's not as big as I thought. I suppose a lot of the NXT guys are not... They're not a lot of massive NXT wrestlers, are they? They're all just normal sized guys or even slightly shorter sized guys with the ability they've got. So Sullivan really stood out, but on the main roster, he's not going to be as tall. I've noticed as well that like Braun Strowman is a good chunk shorter than the Big Show. And Lars Sullivan's not quite as big as I thought he was, I suppose. But there we go, that's the end of this match. I hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit a like, click or subscribe if you want to see some more. Of course, like I said before, any random match suggestions, please drop them down in the comment section down below, and they'll get added into the hat for a future video. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye.